At the outset on Sunday, only 2 players in the modern era had won 20 PGA Tour titles and 4 majors before the age of 30. They go by Jack and Tiger. Well, one named Scottie joins that group. Career victory number 20 coming at start number 1 of this 2026 season. Scheffler, your winner at the Amex. And for more, we say hello to CBS Sports golf analyst Patrick McDonald with thoughts on a story we've told before, and I'm sure we will tell again. Frame this greatness by Scottie Scheffler in your favorite way this time.
You know, when I think about Scottie, Joe, I think about the year-end audits that he takes his game under and how he can improve. And you think like the last 3 years, it's how the heck can Scottie Scheffler get better than the year before? He obviously fixed the putter. He fixed the close range putting. And then you look at 2025 and what he did. Where is the area where he can get even better? And I think Scottie was honestly a little ticked off that he got injured this past offseason going into 2025, and he wasn't able to knock off some of those wins like he typically does, like the WM Phoenix Open, like the Arnold Palmer Bay Hill event as well. And I think he came into 2026 with a new attitude, a rejuvenated spirit, and with some new endurance that he put on through the gym. He mentioned a lot how he's been trying to kind of work on the gym, try to get in better shape. And we saw that today, I thought, where he just came out super focused on Saturday. His wedge play was a little iffy, and he put all that doubt to rest there on the first hole, stuffing it tight, and just had birdie opportunity after birdie opportunity inside 5 feet all day and just took the breath out of this golf tournament. So for me, it's like, okay, how can you go from winning 6 times in 2025 and improve on that? Well, you can win earlier and you can win more often. I think Scottie Scheffler is going to be doing that this year.
A keen understanding of what the golf course offers, but also in a timing sense of when it is time to put the pedal to the floor. And man, he blitzes this thing in the midst of round 4. It's the first time that win number 1 comes in start number 1 for Scottie Scheffler. So as we look for new boxes to check, maybe we find one there. I'm always enamored by this. His first 70 starts, no victories. In his last 81, he now has 20 to his name, and that trophy case filled with major titles already. He's winning every time, once out of every 4 times he tees it up right now, Patrick. This pace he's currently carrying, we could project it over the season or over a career, but how has he maintained it over what feels like 3+ seasons now?
You know, I had this conversation with someone in golf the other day where we see these 3-year windows very often, right? Justin Thomas went on one in 2015 or 2017. Obviously, Jordan Spieth there in 15. Jason Day in that run as well. Rory McIlroy when he came onto the circuit as well, and they all sort of fizzled out, right? It's really hard to sustain, but I think the difference with Scheffler is when it has come in his life, right? He's late into his 20s. His family life is figured out. He has a really good home base. He experienced a lot of shortcomings on the PGA Tour. Like you mentioned, Joe, he did not win very often at all until 2022 at the WM Phoenix Open. He had to go through the Korn Ferry Tour. He wasn't a guy who jumped onto the PGA Tour right away. And so I think that matters a lot in the context of Scottie Scheffler, where outside the ropes, he's had it all figured out during the entirety of his run, right? His family is secure. He's a very religious man. He's secure in that sense as well. And I think that's really the difference between these 3-year windows that we see from the Spieth, from the Justin Thomas, and what could be 3 years and beyond for someone like Scheffler.
Yeah, winning is a learned trait, and he gets a taste of it and hasn't stopped since. And you make a great point there. Consistency in all things, not just the golf, is the foundation from which all of this grows, Patrick. And we can have some fun with it now. The comparison points, they're ready-made. And we don't have to talk names. Let's talk season. What is reasonable in your eyes this season? He's won 7 of his last 13 starts. He's looking at a career Grand Slam after checking those 2 boxes last year. Shinnecock awaits this. What do you have on the to-do list for Scottie Scheffler in 2026?
Obviously, the U.S. Open comes top of mind, but for me, I would love to see him challenge 10 victories. I know it sounds absolutely absurd coming out of my mouth right now, but you just mentioned it. He won 6 out of his last 12 in 2025. He has 7 out of his last 13 when you go back to that span as well. And so let's say he plays 20 times-ish in 2026. That would come in around 10 victories on the PGA Tour. And I don't think it's completely undoable given how well he's playing right now, given how well he manages golf courses, how well he manages golf tournaments as well, Joe. I think everyone thinks about Scottie Scheffler, this great major championship competitor. He won the CJ Cup Byron Nelson at a zillion under par last year. He just went a zillion under par this year as well. I think his ability to identify the type of race that the tournament is going to be is extremely underrated. Where is it going to be a dogfight? Well, he's going to be up for it. And if it's going to be a sprint like this week, he's going to be up for it. So it doesn't matter what golf course it is, what golf tournament it is. When Scheffler arrives, he's going to have a legitimate chance to win. So I'd love for him to challenge 10 victories by the end of the year.
Consider that clipped and filed. We will circle back late August to see where he's at on that scale. But it is realistic with the way that he is playing. A long-term pursuit there. Let's go short-term to finish here, Patrick. We've got historic Torrey Pines as the NFL on CBS. I'm stuck in my old gig here, Patrick. Golf on CBS is off and running this week at Torrey for the Farmers, and we have a new old face back in the mix. I'd be hard-pressed to not ask you a question here about Brooks Koepka and expectation moving forward. Brooksy back on tour, but the form wasn't there prior, so how can we expect the form to follow?
I think it'll be a slow start for Koepka, if I'm being blunt. You have to remember this guy has never really often gotten off to fast starts in his LIV Golf career or his PGA Tour career. And then you mentioned the form coming into this year, really outside of the U.S. Open when he flashed for a couple of rounds. It was a really forgettable 2025 season. And then you even go back to 2024, just a complete non-factor in major championships. And then you add in all the extracurriculars, right, Joe? All the noise that's going to bring with it, all the media attention he's going to get. Every single camera is going to be on Brooks Koepka when he steps on property there in San Diego. So I think it will be tough sledding for him at Torrey Pines, but then he gets a happy hunting ground the following week at the WM Phoenix Open. I think there we're going to see Brooks Koepka slowly but surely try to find that form. If there's one area of the game I'm looking at, it is the putter, because he's been switching through different models. He's had that gamer blade in. He's gone to a different Scotty Cameron throughout these last 2 years, which haven't been kind to him. So if he gets a little bit of confidence on the greens, I think that can kind of get out to the
You know, if we start talking putter choices here, we could be here for hours. We don't have the time, Patrick McDonald, but we got a whole season ahead of us. Appreciate you stopping by. And don't forget, it's this weekend on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. It's Golf on CBS. Jim Nance, Trevor Immelman, and our award-winning team bringing you all the sights and sound from the Pacific Coastline. It's the Farmers, this Saturday and Sunday on CBS.
When you need your sports news all the time,
we've got breaking news to bring to you.
CBS Sports HQ gives you a snapshot of all the sports that matter to you.
Big news coming out of the NFL. A lot of movement in the rankings this week.
With highlights.
What a finish at the final round of play.
And in-depth analysis.
Can they three-peat?
Tony Romo joins the conversation.
What can you say about this game?
When you need your sports in a snap,
we're bringing you that breaking news right here on HQ.
Find it on CBS Sports HQ. Streaming free anywhere you are.